You want to build an options trading account brick by brick. I'm going to show you how to safely do this without risking your money and without risking your peace of mind. After trading for about 10 years and training over 3,500 students, I've learned that the way to make profits and cash flow while you learn other skills is to swing trade. I'm going to show you how to use options to put money in your account while you learn how to either day trade or build other businesses and do it relatively passive with 1 hour a week. Let's get into it. I'm going to break this down to you by account balance so you can know where you fall in this range, and I'll tell you exactly what I'll do depending on how much cash I had. First, we're going to break it down into 4 categories. Category 1 is you have $1,000 or less. I have students in my community who started with $300 and moved it all the way to $1,500 within 30 days and started growing their account from there. Number 2, you have somewhere between 1 to 5K. Level 3, you have 5K to 10K. And level 4, you have 10K and up. And I can do a part 2 for larger capital, but this is kind of what I would do if I was trading. The first thing we need to understand is that if you have less than $1,000 or $1,000 or less, the only thing you need to be focused on is buying options. Welcome to the life of a swing trader. That's what you're going to be doing. And the reason why you're going to be doing this is that swing trading is for multiplication, while selling is for income generation. Where you are right now, you want to be swing trading, and this is how you want to do it. These rules generally will apply from anywhere for people who have less than 1,000 all the way to 5 to 10,000, so you can get the flow of it. The first thing you're going to do is split your account into 4 or 5. What does that mean? You would never get into a trade with more than a quarter of your account. So let's say you have $1,000, each trade $250. That is your budget. And for each level, this is how you build it brick by brick. If you have 1 to 5K, your max per trade, guess what? Let's say you have 5K, is 1K per trade. If you have 5 to 10K, your trade budget, let's say if you have 9K, is 2K per trade. Once you start getting to 10K, then I want you to start getting into selling. And if you get into 10K, you're going to start doing exclusively selling once you get to $10,000 and up. What you want to do here is you want to get into 2 trades, $250 each, when you're at $1,000. And what that allows you to do is multiply your money. Here's the goal. You want to double your money. So you're going to get into 2 trades, 2 different stocks. Let's say trade 1, you get into Apple. And trade 2, you get into JPM. 2 completely different industries. And let's say you buy call on the first one and calls on the second one. Once these double, let's say one doubles, and then let's say one doubles and one you lose 25%. That's your stop loss on each. So your stop loss on each is 25%, and you have to be strict because you have a limited budget over here. So if your stop loss is 25%, if you put 250 in this trade and 250 in this trade, let's say one gets stopped out, that means you lose $50. The other doubles, you make $250. That will make your account $1,200. You get it? And then you rinse and repeat that over and over and over. That same formula. Now you have $1,200. Now each trade's budget is $300. And you do 2 at a time, leaving the rest of your portfolio in cash. You do this until you get to at least 3K to 10K. Okay? Because once you get to 10K, then it starts to become fun. Again, 1 to 5K and 5 to 10K, same thing. 20% of your account goes into each trade. You pick 2 that you believe in using the trend snap system. If you want to learn about the trend snap system, I'll put a video here somewhere above of how I made $30,000 with the trend snap system. And I might put the link below so you can watch that as well. Using the trend snap system for all these, they all are in the same bucket. This is how you build it brick by brick. Let's say you have 5K, you're putting 1K each into a trade. And the goal is to get to 10K. The reason why the goal is to get to 10K is that once you get to 10K, you can start selling and making $100 a week relatively safely. And this $100 a week that you make, you take it into here and then you start buying. But the beautiful part about it is that when you get to 10K, that $100 you're making is money that your money is making you. It's compound money. You're doing it relatively safely. And now it's like having a free lottery ticket. Now, when you buy options with this money, that is free capital. You can let this run up and up and up and up. And what you can start doing with this is what I call the quad 4 strategy. You want to build this up so you can start buying skips and leaps. Skips and leaps is when you buy contracts that are literally a year out or 6 months out. And since the market goes up 70% of the time, your skips and leaps have a high chance of being profitable. The good thing about this is that because you're doing options on your skips and leaps, if the stock goes up 10%, your skips and leaps are going to go up 10x, 100%, 200% in the same time frame. So the beauty of this, I'm going to show you a screenshot of a skip I got into 2 days ago, and I'm already up 18% on it in 24 hours. I did that with money I generated. You want to generate money by selling and then put it into buying. Your goal when you have 1K, when you have 10K and below, is to swing your way to 10K step by step by step. You start from 1K, you get to 5K, you can now start increasing the amount of money you're putting into each trade till you get to the 10K mark, and then you start over again. Now your money is making money. You protect your original capital, then you invest the rest in the dividends. That is part one. When you want to get to 10K, this is how you build your options contract brick by brick. This comes from somebody who's turned $800 to $5,000 in a week using this exact same method. I'm telling you, this works, because what's going to happen is as you do this, some of your options contracts are going to hit home runs. By home runs, I mean like you're going to make 500% like this lady did here, or you're going to make 800% like this person did here, or you're going to 10x your options contract in literally a week like this. So you're going to give yourself to 10x your money over and over and over again till you get to the point where you start selling. The point you want to do is start selling till you can get to a point where you have 100K or more in cash, and then you can effectively retire. What I mean by effectively retire is with 100K in cash, you can make 5% to 10% a month on your money, which means you can make 5 to 10K a month relatively safely by selling options. Think about it like Monopoly, where you're trying to work your way to a point where you get to sell options. But in the meantime, you buy for multiplication and you buy for cash flow. Now, I'm going to be honest. When I was doing this, I had some bills to take care of. I had some things I wanted to pay. Or let's say I want to go on a very nice vacation. This paid for it. Let's say I had a 5K account. I put 1K into a trade. It doubled. What I would usually do is take $500 and pay myself. And the other 500, I'll leave in here. I paid myself along the way as my portfolio grew so I can enjoy the fruits of my labor. If you're going to account, whether that's a 1K account all the way to a 10K account, this is how you do it step by step, brick by brick. What I want to do is put a link below to a free guide of the 3 ways I generate cash flow and income from the markets. You guys should definitely check that out. Of course, get the program and join the 5-day course where I teach you guys live how to execute this step by step. And I'll see you on the next video.